My question is for the ladies on the panel. I want to know, did you guys think it was more of a challenge for you guys to be respected in this, to be an athletic trainer? Did you find that it was more hard to get more respect for being a woman? And do you think it's going to be, do you think it's a harder transaction to work for a WNBA team to an NBA team?
To go from WNBA to NBA is going to be very hard for me. There's still, things. I've tried for years. I want to be in the NBA, but I'm getting older now. I'm 40. I don't know if I want to fight that fight anymore. I think I've accomplished a lot, and I think that I broke some barriers down. There were some places that hired me that wouldn't have hired a woman before. I really worked hard on being a professional and trying to gain respect and walking in and you looking at me as a great trainer, not a girl, not a guy, just a really great trainer. So I think that it's a lot easier today. I think that there's job openings. We got a young lady down here that got into the MBBL. Before that would have been very, very hard. But once you get some experience under your belt and you have a reputation, you're going to have a little bit easier job. There's lots of jobs out there, but I think the NBA and NFL, those are jobs that you should hope for and still persevere to get, but they're going to be hard jobs. They're going to be hard jobs, truthfully, for anybody, any athletic trainer to get. But a woman is going to be a little harder. But there are plenty of jobs in professional sports. There's a lot of sports out there that will take you. In Arena 2, for instance, a good friend of mine, she's been working in arena football and overseas football for over 10 years. So there are jobs. Yeah, and there's one woman athletic trainer in the NFL. But she was around a long time.
I totally agree with you. And I was just going to say, I spent my first year in the WNBA, and it was a different transition for me because I've worked predominantly around male athletes and mostly male basketball players. But the one thing that I really admire about Wilda, and when I came back from Berkeley and came to Cal State Dominguez Hills to take some athletic training courses that Berkeley didn't have, was just her whole professionalism that is very important in our profession, especially as women, because you're just always going to have that extra look at you, and they would just want to know that you're really a good trainer and not just a female athletic trainer. And yeah, I do have the desire to want to be in the NBA, and it's just something that we have to continue just to push forward to and just really be professional and, get our networking skills down and just meet as many people and just be around good athletic trainers and just really love what you do and be passionate about it. And I think that, pretty soon, if they let the NFL women in, it should be time for us as women to get in the NBA. So I'm just going to keep pressing forward to that.
Yeah, and there's a few assistants in the NBA that are female.
Right.
But there's never been a head athletic trainer.
Right. So we got Obama, we can kind of,
We're going to take our last question before allowing you guys to interface with the panel. And as I said before, they represent very diverse backgrounds in physical therapy, education, performance enhancement. So whomever it is that you think that you would like to approach, this will be your opportunity to do this as soon as we answer the last question. And I appreciate each of you for coming and your support, and I especially appreciate the panel for coming and just giving back to Cal State Dominguez Hills in a way that has never happened before.
My question was very much in the vein of the young lady's question. I was curious to know for the women and also for the men, working with the opposite sex, is that something that's usually not done, or is it difficult to do? I mean, how do you perceive that as professionals when you're looking at different opportunities?
At Virginia College, I worked with football, I worked with baseball and basketball. I worked in the CBA. I ran all the CBA teams as a head athletic trainer for a men's team. I think it's easier. I think there's a good chemistry there. Maybe I'm the mom, maybe I'm the sister, maybe I'm the friend. I just think there's no egos going on there. But I have learned over time that it is just as great. Like, I don't think there should be a separation. Guys only can work with guys, girls can only work with girls. I think that if you're good, then you should be in the position that you are awarded because of your professionalism, how well you do your job. But I don't think it's a problem. I've worked with football. I think you just have to raise the position. I think as a doctor, do you go to a female doctor or a male doctor, or do you go to the best doctor or the doctor you feel comfortable with? So I think of it like that. You're a professional. I want my guys or my gals to really respect me, and I don't think there's a problem at all if you carry yourself as a professional.
I'd like to add to Mark said, there's a good balance between where I work with colleges and our military and myself. The athletes, like, they will go to whoever they're comfortable, but in the end, when they're hurt, they don't care who's helping them. They're in pain. They know they need to be taken care of. They don't care. They're like, you blow an ACL, you're there hoping someone's going to help you. But also, like she said, they're going to go to whoever's comfortable. Whatever the case may be, when there's a male athlete, this is a true example. There's a male athlete that comes in, is Dan here? Well, no. Can I help you? Well, it's kind of personal. All right, well, no problem. I'm going to offend. I used to get offended. I'm like, you don't want to talk to me about that? And then, guy issues, I'm not going to get it. That's fine. So, have a nice day. Yeah, we got to lunch a little bit. So, I think it's, also, though, you will find there are athletes. I had a baseball player the other day. Oh, if I get hurt, I don't want you to come out in the field to get me. I'll hop off myself before I have a woman come and get me. Your choice. That's fine. That's okay by me. So, but they'll be coming to find you later. They'll be coming to find you later if you're over here.
We're going to have closing comments by,
Not closing comments. I just wanted to say one thing. Me and Ethan were just talking about, it kind of refers to the question of, don't forget the inner city and how do you make that transition from WNBA to NBA. Please, 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 have a legitimate resume. Have letters of references on file, not Xerox ones. Make sure they're signed by whoever you're asking for a letter of reference. If I get letter of references and they're Xerox, I don't read them. Because they may be 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old. Make sure that when you ask somebody for a letter of reference, that you ask for a copy of it to read it. Because you may not like the reference that they're giving you. You don't say, just send it off. Because it may say that, hey, this person's a good person and I really like working with them. It may not have any substance to it. Okay, that could be the difference in this networking thing of why you get a job. Is that person that you're asking for a reference may know Ethan at Concordia, and he may then call that person. But it needs to be a legitimate letter of reference. You need to have a cover letter that's well written, and you should have a resume on file and ready to go. You don't know how to do one? Google it. A million ways to write a resume.
Yeah, I was going to say, I get students send me resumes. Every year, I get like, 50 resumes every year in the WNBA. And I look for a cover letter that's short and precise, to the point, and I look over the quick resume. If their resume looks really terrible, I think they're not very serious about this, because I consider it, at the professional level, very serious. I just toss it. And another thing you can do, I don't know if they like this or not, but if you're really serious about something, I encourage you to call, to try to meet the person, to try to see them in person. Those kids get in my training. I want somebody like me. I want somebody that really wants to do this and is serious about it. And if you send me a letter and I didn't respond, call me. I can call you back, call me again. That person's going to get through to me because I'm busy, and I'm going to bring that person in because I know I can count on that person to be in my training.
I just wanted to say one last thing, and Monica really hit on it earlier as far as establishing goals for yourself and really sticking to it. She said it and she achieved it. And I have a letter here, not a letter, it's called my philosophy statement of athletic training in the NFL that I actually wrote in Dr. Tony's office in her class, 30 years ago, no, in 1993. But, as I look back at this letter, I stuck to the principles of it, and each year, if it's set goals, it's the same for you. You have to set goals and say nothing's going to stop you from achieving it. And they'll be set. I just have to keep pushing, because it'll happen for you.
that's not all. What I'm gonna have, I know many of you have to leave, but those of you who are interested in taking advantage of this opportunity to speak to these people, I'm gonna have them kind of group up into their respective areas. So there may be people in performance enhancement, there, physical therapy over here, whatever. So you just come and find the person that you would like to speak to. And I'd like to again thank you for coming and supporting this National Athletic Training Month event.